How's it going, guys? My name is DividableHalo HD. Today I am joined by Bamlett53, leader and founder of the Metal Uprising clan. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's good to be here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So about a couple of years ago, we did an interview series on the Metal Uprising clan. However, it was with a leader that was more or less not there for the era of Bamlett53. So, Bamlett, have you watched that interview series?
Yeah, I took a look at it. It was weird to see one of my previous members doing a interview about something that I spent so much of my time and effort into. So it was like, I wish I was around to give that interview at the time, but he did his best on giving the answers that you asked for. So.
All right. Yeah, and that's really as much as you can expect for someone that didn't necessarily like start the clan in itself, right? So, yeah, it was good for its time, but now we're here for the new improved interview series. And yeah, no, surprisingly, the Metal Uprising's back now, right?
Yeah, we are back. We are on the Master Chief Collection on Halo Reach, and we are currently recruiting. You don't have to be a competitive player to join our clan. You can. We have a social side that you can join. Our clan is divvied up into different divisions. So on our competitive side, we have different divisions that are based off of your player style. And we have the marksman division, which is long range. We have the commandos, which is medium range weapons, and we have the Seek B division, which is close range weapons. And when you try out for the clan, you can decide on which one of those divisions you want to join. Our MLG clan battle team is called the Demons, and you have to try out for that. They hold tryouts probably about once a week. Right now, it's probably going to be every 2 weeks because we're still in our recruiting phase right now. But on the social side of the clan, we also have different divisions like Forge, custom games. I'm trying to implement a Griffball team, and yeah, most of the non-competitive divisions are just going to be fun kind of things that people can do together on Halo, right?
All right. So now moving away from pretty much what's going on with the clan, now let's talk about a brief history of the Metal Uprising clan, where it started, and any conflicts that you wanted to talk about.
Well, that's a big question. Back in 2011, I was in a clan, and the clan was failing, and I decided to start my own because I thought that I could do it better. And I started with about 5 of my friends, and I tried to recruit from the previous clan. And one of the members there said that, Bamlett, you're going to start a clan. He's like, he basically said that he thought it was going to fail. And I took that as my driving force to try and make the best clan that I could possibly make, right? And so our clan started off as a casual clan, basically like just a group of friends that play together. And anybody was able to join at that point. And then I started moving into wanting to make machinimas because obviously I was a big fan of Red versus Blue. And so for a bit, we were a machinima clan, and I was like, I need to make like a machinima style recruitment video because I was looking at all the different recruitment videos on YouTube at the time, and some of them were like, kind of machinima style, but they were kind of really cheesy, right? And I wanted to make something that seemed really epic and that seemed really inviting, and that was going to get people excited about being in a clan. So at this point, I had probably about, I'd say, 30 members, and I brought them all into the Forge maps that I created for the recruitment video. And it took about 5 days of filming. Because at the time I was like 24 years old, and I'm trying to manage these like ages 12 to 18 year olds to do what I want them to do without throwing grenades and flipping vehicles. And I was like face palming over and over again, trying to get, guys, can you just please just calm down for a second so that we can just like film this, right? If you talk to anybody in my clan, they will reminisce on those days and how they basically used to troll the clan leader. That was like the fun thing to do, right? But anyways, so it took 5 days to film that, and then it took another 5 days to edit. And when I posted it to YouTube, I wanted to try and get it shared to as many places as I could. So I went to every Halo-related group on Facebook, and every basically any place that I could share the video. So I went on to Halo 4 followers page, and I didn't think that anybody would see it on there, because usually when someone has a page, your posts show up in a different section of their page, right? Mm-hmm. But a couple days later, I noticed that the views on my video were going up like crazy, and I looked over at the Halo 4 follower page, and he had reshared it on his front page, right? And he was pretty big at the time, even bigger now. He's now called Halo Follower, right? And he gives all like the news for the new Halo games coming out and where the franchise is going in the future. And that we just exploded after that. Within probably about, I'd say, 2 weeks, we had over 40,000 views. And after that point, I started getting 50 to 70 messages a day of people asking to join the clan. And at that time, Xbox only had room for about 100 people on your friends list. And I just had to go through every single one of these messages, and I'd just be like, can you please send me a voice message and make sure they're not a squeaker? And like also, we had to bring all these people into recruitment games to test them all out. And sometimes it was a full 16-person lobby, right? And I couldn't get everybody into it to try them out. So I'd okay, we'll host another tryout tomorrow. And so it exploded to the point where we started making it harder to get in, because at one point I had so many people in the clan, it was up to about 250, and we had so many people in Europe and the UK wanting to join that I actually had to create a separate clan with its own leader for the UK and Europe, because they can't get on the game at the same time as we do, right? And I can't wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to manage a clan, right, on the other side of the world. So we went worldwide for a bit there. We eventually downsized to about 150 because it was getting too hard to manage. And at that point, there were people in my clan that were wanting to branch off and start their own clans, and they were trying to steal members from my clan. So we downsized a bit so that I could keep an eye on what was going on at all times, right?
Yeah.
But when after we reformed our clan from like a casual machinima clan into a competitive clan, that's when it became even more popular, because we had a lot of competitive players joining, and at that point all my members were better than me at the game, and I used to be like the demon's leader, and I taught some of my members on how to play MLG, and now they're one of the guys that I taught, he was called JJ Reach on the game at the time. I think he's Reach Riarchy now. Yeah, Reach Rakiri, and he's now my MLG division leader. So, but before I taught him how to play MLG. Now he plays semi-pro in tournaments, and he hosts his own tournaments for money, and he's a semi-pro MLG player, right? So after that, we became a competitive clan, and we became one of the top 7 competitive clans in North America. So and we were actually acknowledged by 343i. They made a top 10 clans list, We were on there as number 7. So it was pretty amazing to see the actual developer of the game acknowledging me, for all my hard work.
All right, so you basically nailed off a lot of the questions that I had set off there for you. So we're just going to hone back into your recruitment video. At the time that it was released, a lot of the videos that were around that time were basically slideshow edits and all that. What software or what video editing did you use to pretty much put together that massively viewed video, as it was well produced?
I basically used a basic video editing software that was slightly better than Windows Movie Maker, obviously. I tried to put a lot of effects onto the video to make it seem more realistic, because as Halo Reach's graphics were pretty good at the time, but at the same time, they weren't very movie style graphics, right? So I wanted to add like different effects and filters on top of it to make it seem like you were watching a movie at the time, right? Yeah. And I used Halo Reach's theater as a flying camera, right? And that was like the best thing to make machinimas with, because you could fly around and get different angles and zoom in and zoom out, and that made it perfect for trying to make a recruitment video like that. Other than that, I just built the maps on the Forge and then brought a bunch of my clan members in to play the roles of the enemy and play the roles of the people attacking. Sometimes in certain scenes, I actually had to get the same people to change their armor color and come back in and play the enemy at this angle, because we didn't have enough people, or we couldn't fit enough people into the game to actually get that many characters on screen, right? Yeah. So it was a little bit of an undertaking, but 5 days of editing, and that was the result.
All right, and moving on to other clans that you engaged with when the Metal Uprising was around for Halo Reach and partially parts of Halo 4. One prominent clan that was notable to encounter was Joker Nation. Do you mind going into the conflict in your clan and Joker Nation?
Joker Nation. Yeah, so when we became pretty popular and we went into the competitive scene, there is a clan known as Joker Nation, and their clan was all about trolling other clans and trying to make themselves look like one of the top 10 clans. They wanted to be one of the top 10 clans, but they also wanted to try and troll all the other clans and make them look bad so that they could look better. And it was really weird at the time. Like, I was like, why are these kids even bothering to do this, right? But so what they would do is we would constantly get into clan battles with them, and they would get on the game, and after we had a clan battle with them, and they would hold their own clan battle with their own members, but they would make fake accounts, Xbox Live accounts. And so you would have Bamlett53, but it was one of their members wearing what they thought was my armor configuration, and they had my gamer tag, and they would play against each other and beat our clan by beating their own members. And I was like, these kids do not have lives. Like, they're going to go to that extent to try and say they beat us, right? And basically, I was trying to figure out a way that I could catch them in the act. And so I started like a Halo Clan community news to basically try and like show people that these kids were, they were lying about beating us in clan battles, right? And I mean, like, they were pretty good competitively, but they never beat us once. And I came out showing people that at that point in time in our competitive community, I wasn't leading it, the competitive side, and I wasn't taking part in clan battles. But yeah, Joker Nation had me in their videos playing against them in clan battles, and I would never, because I'm nowhere near as good as the competitive players in my clan. So I would not take part in clan battles because I wouldn't trust myself to do as well, right? So they also tried to make videos, really immature videos about the top 10 clan leaders. And I think the Wolves of War, they put pictures up of that they ripped off Google of like either, you know, people that they thought were ugly or, you know, unfortunate. And they put that as the picture for everybody who was a top 10 clan leader, just basically trying to make them look stupid, right? And I think they put me as like this like little nerdy kid with glasses, and they put the clan leader Wolves of War as this like 300-pound person. But yeah, it just, you could tell that there wasn't a lot of mature people in their clan. They were going to try and do anything to try and make other people look bad. But yeah, that was what they were all about. So.
All right. So obviously, kind of what you described earlier, the difference between your clan and other clans was more or less you're more of a competitive clan than these more dominated roleplay clans that are roaming around this community to this day, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we consider ourselves half competitive, half social, because you don't have to be a competitive player to join. But I would never consider our clan one of those military style clans, like the role-playing clans, because we're more of a gaming community rather than, because I don't want to bash on any of those kind of clans, but just that role play of like going into a custom game and trying to assassinate an enemy leader's clan leader, you know, to say that you beat them. It just that's not the style of clan that I want. I mean, if my members want that, I can make a separate side of the clan on the social for that. But when it comes to being competitive, we're more focused on the MLG and the like same aspects of competitive that you would see in like tournaments on MLG TV and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. So basically, like no raids or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done a raid myself. I think actually, I think our clan did one raid back in the day, and we still pooped on the enemy clan, but it was such a weird experience. It was like I was playing. It was a custom game, but it felt like we were like we were just having fun with it because most of our guys, you know, like also I wouldn't trust going into those games because like I don't know the settings that they have on their custom games. I don't know what maps they're gonna have, right? Like we play maps that we know all the callouts for. We know where all the power weapons spawn. We know, you know, what the power positions on their map that are to take to get the enemy side into a spawn trap, right? Mm-hmm. So like playing competitively on a map that somebody created themselves as their clan base or whatever, I wouldn't take the chance to you know, lose the match in that setting, right? Because I mean, if it was on the social side of the clan, then yeah, but I'm not sure if that's something I wanted on our competitive side.
All right, now these military clans still do competitive play, but if any of them were to challenge your clan to a competitive series, would you accept it?
Oh yeah, like I would definitely. I'd have to look into raids on how they work because I've never really delved into that side of the clan community. But if anybody wants to have a clan battle, we'd be totally down to do clan battles.
All right, perfect. So we're going to move on to the best way to recruit members into clan. As you said that during the days of the Xbox 360 days when you were only able to hold a friends list of 100 people. Obviously, things have changed. So, what, in your opinion, is the best way to recruit members? Through recruitment videos, the custom browser recruitments, or just Discord recruitments?
Everything and all things nowadays. Back when it was on Halo Reach, we went from going into big team battle games or MLG Slayer and just being like, hey man, you did pretty well that match, do you want to join a clan? Or we would send previous players a message depending on how well they did. Or we also went on to the Halo Waypoint. Back then it was owned by Bungie, but we used to go on there and post and try to recruit. I think back in the day they also had a website for clans to post like recruitment style profiles to and all that. I can't remember what it was called, but we were on there as well. But yeah, like I literally had to, if we were going to have a clan meeting, I had to send every single one of my members a separate message to inform them of events coming up, right? So recruiting was like hard back then. Obviously, it became not hard because we blew up because we had our video shared. But today, the best way to recruit is go on Facebook, subscribe to any group that you can, and share your videos, talk in the comments, go on Discord, join as many Discord servers as you can, and share your content and be active in the community. Right now, it's really hard on Halo Reach on the PC because they don't have, you can't invite previous players, you can't send friend requests to previous players. So it's kind of really hard for us right now. I'm kind of relying on my YouTube to recruit on Facebook and on Discord. So until they bring the Forge and Theater back into Halo Reach on the PC, it's going to be really hard because I want to make another recruitment video that is just as epic as any of the ones that I used to make. So,
all right, perfect. So, how important are clans to Halo, and how so?
I don't think that Halo would be around as long as it has if it didn't have the communities that have stuck together to make the game playable. Because clans, they provide an environment to where players want to stay on the game because they have that camaraderie, they have that that feeling of being a part of something, right? And after Halo Reach, when Halo 4 came out, we could see that the Halo community started to slowly die off because a lot of people didn't like the changes that they were making to the game. And I think the only reason why, so many people have stayed on the game and how it's survived this long is because of these communities that stay together and recruit members to become a part of themselves. Because, I mean, if you don't have that that good outreach to your community and communication with your community, your game's not going to do well, right? And I think that's what Halo has done very well in the past, just creating communities, right? So,
all right, correct. All right, so moving on to other future Halo games such as Halo Infinite. When it comes to clans, what do you want to see for either armor selection, emblem selection, forging, or just community engagement, or really anything?
I hoped that they make a forge equivalent to Halo Reach's forge. I hear that Halo 5's forge now is more impressive than Halo Reach's forge. I hope that they continue to improve that. In Halo Infinite, that they implement a system where you can have rosters in-game for your clan with features that sending them messages, because they kind of have that feature on Xbox Live a little bit with the group system, but it's not you know, it's not Halo. It's not in game. I feel that there could be a better system to where you could have a clan roster and invite different clans and maybe set up clan battles. If they made it so that in custom games you could set up not just like one game, but have like a tournament set up where it actually implements 4 different maps of your choosing, like really easily. Like that would be a good way that people can host their own tournaments and stuff like that, right? So I've got a lot of hope in Halo Infinite that it's going to bring the community back, because the trailer, E3 trailer, Master Chief looks amazing. He's back in his old armor, so hopefully they do it right this time and they don't kill off one of their most important characters. And then, you know, I just didn't like how the plot was going in Halo 4 and Halo 5, because it was all over the place, right? So hopefully there's good things to come in the future.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so moving on to the future for the Metal Uprising, what do we have down the road to see from you guys for Halo Infinite, or just any projects in general?
Well, right now, I'm hoping to stay on Halo Reach for a bit. It's totally going to depend on what my members want. If we want to, because they're going to come out with on the MCC, they're going to come out with Halo Reach. They're going to come out with Halo CE, Halo 4, Halo 5. If I'm not quite sure if we're going to go through the games as they come out, or if we're going to be spread across all games. But it depends on what my community wants, right? I'm definitely thinking about switching over to Halo Infinite when it comes out, depending on how that game plays out, right? Because if it's the best thing that's ever come to Halo and it's super massive and expansive and there's so much to do with clans in there, like, then yeah, like I want to get in there. But depending on if the competitive side of it is not there, will depend on where our clan sits, right? I know that right now that certain things I've got working on is that I'm going to be doing tournaments in my clan where you can win game keys for joining our tournaments. And that's a little bit down the road, but not too far off. I also am working on clan merchandise, because for years people were like, oh, Bam, you should create like, you know, hats and t-shirts and controller vinyls. And so I'm actually now in the pricing phase of creating merchandise for my clan. As well, our MLG leader, he down the road wants to start sending people to pro tournaments. So if he can recruit people for our clan battle teams that are good enough, he will want to try and get funding from the clan to send those kids to actual pro tournaments, right? So that's something that is very that's gonna be hard to do. But I think with me and him coming together to do it, because he's hosted his own tournaments before, he's sent people to pro tournaments before, so he knows how to do it. And if we can find a way to get funds for the clan to do those things, then I'm totally down.
All right, perfect. All right, so we're now ending towards the end of the interview. Do you have any questions for myself?
How many interviews do you figure you're going to be doing in the future for other clans?
So yeah, no, this is kind of a bit of a question that I'm more or less dwelling on, but no, essentially what I want to do is I don't want to basically explode the interview series as I did before, because those videos were pretty much no editing and was more or less me just slapping on the interview with a random background and uploading it to YouTube. So it really depends on who the leader is, how prominent your clan is, and how much you got to say. So for anyone that's watching and that still sends me emails or messages saying that they would like an interview series, it's more or less I'm just gonna have to like more or less screen your clan before I go into it, as these videos do take a long time to edit, and this one will be highly edited as well, if you couldn't see from this video or just see from the last interview that I did. So that's mainly what I have for that.
Perfect. Maybe you can interview Joker Nation down the road.
Oh yeah, I've spoken to a couple of their members, so they're still around. They're still around. But
I wonder if Wolves of War is going to come back. I want Black Wolf to bring his clan back too, because they were one of our prominent sister clans, and I hope that he makes a decision to come back too. I'm not sure if he is or not.
Yeah, well, that'd be awesome to see. More clans that come back, the better. There's been a lot of clans back in the Halo Reach era that are returning, including the Metal Uprising. So I see this as more a rebirth of the community more than anything, just coming from what we've seen in Halo 5, parts of Halo MCC when it first came out, and just Halo 4 in general. So no, this is the end of the interview. I'm going to give you an opportunity to promote your channel, clan, your Discord, anything you'd like to say. I'll leave it all down.
Yeah, if you guys want to join our clan, you can search up our YouTube channel, the Metal Uprising Reforged, and you can watch our recruitment videos. And if you want to join our clan, just click the Discord link in the bottom of any of my videos, and it'll bring you to our clan Discord, and it'll set you as a recruit. When you get into our welcome channel on the Discord, make sure you verify yourself and follow all the instructions all the way to the bottom, so that we can sort you in our Discord and get you ready for tryouts. So that's all I have to say on that.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Bamlett53, for this interview.
No problems, man. Have a good one.
All right, man. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to hit that like button. Once again, everything that we linked out will be down in the description below. Anyways, my name is DividableHalo. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a great day.